Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into my channel Curly Crime Prime Time. This is actually my first video and this channel is going to be based on true crime and missing persons cases. Bear with me, I'll get better later down the road, but like I said, this is actually my first video. So today I wanted to bring attention and awareness to the case of Brooklyn Shea Farthing. So who was Brooklyn? Brooklyn was a very lovable, outgoing, funny girl. She was absolutely drop dead gorgeous. She was pretty much your typical Southern belle. She had a long, drawn out country accent. She was beautiful on the inside as well as out. There was nothing that she would not do for her friends or her family. So let's take a journey down to June 21st, 2013. So early on during the day, Brooke and her sister Paige had plans to go to the DMV and get their licenses. So that's exactly what they did, with the exception of Paige. Paige is Brooke's sister. So the girls did that. Brooke was super duper excited. This was going to be the first time she was driving. After the girls went to the DMV, they went to their Granny Bonnie's house to celebrate their papa's 70th birthday. At the birthday party, the girls were talking about their plans. They were going to go to a party later that evening. So the time did come for the party. The girls went, they met up with their cousin. They were having a good time. Well, after the girls got to the party, Paige, Brooke's sister, and Brooke's cousin actually left, and Brooke stayed behind. I think there was some kind of an argument or something like that, from what I understand. So Paige was actually not offered a ride home, but there was a guy there named Joshua Hensley. Now keep in mind, Brooke was 18, Josh was 30. So from what it's from the way I kind of understood, I guess Josh had offered Brooke a ride home. I think him and there was another male friend that had a couple of drinks. So it was understood that Brooke was gonna drop off the male friend and then drop Josh off at his house, then drive herself home, and then make preparations to return the car back to Josh the next morning. But for some reason or another, that's not what happened. What actually happened was they took Josh's car. I think Brooke was the driver. That's right. So Brooke dropped the male friend home, and then after that, Josh and Brooke both arrived to Josh's house. Now, I don't think Brooke understood what she was getting herself into, but for some reason or another, she ended up staying at Josh's house. I'm not sure if this was consensual or not. Um, I have my opinions, but we'll get into that after we get into the highlights of the case. So, this house, it was on Dillon Court Road. There was no running water. There was no power. It was dark and desolate. Um, Now, what happened was, when Josh and Brooke got to the house around, I believe it was 12:30, around midnight, um, Brooke's sister Paige began receiving text messages from her. They were pretty much talking about their plans for the next day. So, Paige expected Brooke to be home the following day. Well, for some reason, shortly after that, Paige received a phone call from Brooke, and Brooke was asking for her to come get her from Josh's house. And Brooke didn't have her Paige didn't have her driver's license yet, so she couldn't go and pick Brooke up. So after that, Brooke decided to call her ex-boyfriend to come pick her up. Uh, he was at work. He worked the graveyard shift, so it was agreed between the two of them that he would come pick her up at 7 a.m. the following day when he got off. Um, so upon hanging up, immediately, Brooke's ex began receiving text messages saying, "Hurry, I'm scared, please hurry." And, there really wasn't much he could do about it. He was at work, so then shortly after that, he was getting ready to leave work. Well, not shortly after that, but when he was getting ready to leave work, Brooke then texted him saying, "Never mind, I'm fine. I'm going to a party on Rockcastle Road." So then he assumed she was okay and he went straight home. Come 7 a.m., Brooke's family's like, "Where is she?" They had family plans, and it wasn't like Brooke not to show up. So the family actually drove to Josh's foreclosed home looking for her, and to their surprise and astonishment, the house was engulfed in flames. Josh failed to mention that to anybody. So when they got there, they're like, "Josh, what's up?" Well, they realized that Brooke's personal belongings were still at the house. Her purse, her shoes, her overnight bag, it was all on the porch. So they asked Josh what was up. So Josh said that, you know, when they got to the house, Brooke was talking about her plans to go to the party in Rockcastle, and he then went to go tend to the horses down in the yard. I'm assuming the property was a couple of acres, because for him to go tend to the horses and not see the fire, well, that's just what I'm assuming. That may not be the case. But he tells the family that Brooke decided to smoke a cigarette. He left her on the couch when he went outside to go tend to the horses. And upon doing that, a few minutes later, he sees his house and it's engulfed in flames. So he ran back to the house. And I don't know, the article doesn't mention whether or not he called to report the fire, which concerns me a little bit. So unfortunately, when this happened, there was the fire burned a hole through the couch, underneath the couch, through the floor. So it seems like the couch was the origin of the fire, and it's unknown whether or not an accelerant was used. I guess when paramedics and forensics got there, I'm not sure who shows up when things like that happen, but whoever comes to show up, they pulled the couch out, and upon doing so, it was raining. So whatever was for evidentiary value, was unfortunately washed away while it was raining. But now I'm not sure if, they saved any specimens. Um, Unfortunately, as well, another bit of information I found out while doing some investigating was that Josh was actually arrested for having child pornography in his possession, which is a very uneasy feeling. So, some important things I wanted to bring up are, one, the family has a $14,000 reward for anyone that has information. Someone has got to know something. People don't just up and vanish in thin air. Someone knows something. I actually have the phone number here. If anyone has any information, you are encouraged to call the State Kentucky Police in Richmond, and the phone number is 859-623-2404. someone's got to know something, and the family deserves justice and they deserve closure. It's been a long time coming. I mean, I really couldn't imagine. My condolences to the family. Um, we need to work diligently and keep exposure on Brooke's case because someone knows something. Again, I just want to let you guys know I appreciate you being here with me and I appreciate you watching. This is actually my first video, so thank you for tuning in. And like I said, I'll get better with each video. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.